David, you're the man to lead Huddersfield Town into their first ever Premier League game, the first game in the top division for 45 years. Can you give us a gauge on the excitement around the club and the sense of pride that you feel?
The excitement is still there, to be fair. Since now, I don't know, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, when was the Wembley final, so it never stops so far. To be fair, for me personal, since the beginning of this week, it's less excitement regarding the Premier League. It's more the focus on the opponent, Crystal Palace, a Premier League opponent, to be honest. So it's more at the minute the working on the details against the Crystal Palace opponent rather than the Premier League excitement for me personal. But I know I've spoken with our chairman yesterday, and he has a much more better connection to the town and what happens in the town. He told me that the excitement is still on the highest level, and hopefully we will feel and we will hear it on Saturday with our away support. I hear it sold out again. And of course we are ready. we should be after the pre-season. As I said, the pre-season was okay, not fantastic because we had our setbacks with some injuries. Training okay, games okay, up and downs, tired legs, tired head, like it should be in the pre-season. Now I think we get the freshness back in their legs, but with the pre-season, it doesn't stop after the pre-season. So then it starts, and we will develop. We have to develop over the next weeks, month, in terms of individual performances, in terms of the harmony on the grass, in terms of to have the right feeling, what to do in the right situations. So as more experience as you have as a group together, and it's not only in the pre-season, it doesn't stop after the pre-season, as better you will get as a group. And this is why I think we had a pre-season which was okay. We are ready and we are excited, so we can't wait, to be fair. Like to make sure that the people who watch our games can recognize, okay, this should be Huddersfield Town. There will be difference, but we have to be honest. We changed sometimes in the last season the style of our game as well. When we played Newcastle away, we played it slightly different than in other games. So there will be some games in the Premier League as well where we have to maybe slightly change our style. But the idea and our identity will always be the same, even in the Premier League. I think Mark Hudson's decision was a decision which was planned since a long period of time. So when he signed his new contract more than 1 year ago, we've spoken about nobody knows how strong his feet will be in the future after the last season, and with the promotion, I left it with him, what he thinks when is the right timing to retire. I gave him an idea what I like to do with him in the future, apart from the stuff on the grass as a player, and he took his time over the off-season to make his head around. And when we met us again, he said, listen, because I like to take the opportunity to work in your backroom stuff, to get education, to make my license, my coaching license as well, our head around who will be the next captain or the vice captains. And I think there is no surprise. Tommy did it in the last season very well when Huddy wasn't on the grass, Hoggy as well, and I think Shindy has shown in the last season, and with this less penalty, how much responsibility he's able to take on his shoulders, not only for himself, for a whole football club and town. And I think this was more or less no surprise, and our usual decisions. We will still, like we've done the whole time since I arrived, try to do our best, try to bring our idea, our identity on the grass, even now on the highest level in the Premier League. We will stick to our idea of football, and we will not give us any limits. So I think maybe it sounds boring because it's exactly the same. For us, we will not give ourselves any limits. I don't think it makes any sense. If you will give yourself a target, we will go into the season and we know exactly where we come from. We know exactly how big the gap is, financial-wise maybe, but we know that we have the right now to play in the Premier League, and we will try to do our best now on the highest level where we are involved, and we are very excited to test ourselves how far we can come.